Hey guys, Crewman coming back at you. And today I want to talk about gaming CPUs. It's very easy to just Google the best CPU for gaming in 2023 and just go buy the most expensive thing out there. We're getting bombarded with new CPUs from AMD and Intel, and it's easy just to want to go grab the best thing to tell your friends, I've got the best CPU that can do the coolest stuff. When in reality, you are overpaying for something that you are not going to be utilizing anywhere near its full potential, and you're essentially just wasting money. Now, some people are okay with that, but I'm sure there are a lot of other people that don't have the money to do that and really want to take the time to try to figure out the best CPU for them. Now, keep in mind there's no right or wrong way to build, and anything that I present in this video is purely my opinion based on what I think is evidence to support my opinion. So you can either take it or leave it. Now, I will also be buying all of these parts on Amazon because it is the easiest place where most people will go to just buy CPU, to buy computer parts. And I will also be posting affiliate links because they do help my channel and they cost you guys nothing. So I would appreciate it if you're going to buy any if you use my links. Now, whether you're building a brand new PC or you're upgrading your existing CP or PC with new parts, there are a few things you have to consider when picking out your new CPU. You need to figure out the resolution of your monitor and the refresh rate of your monitor, how long you plan on using this PC, and what kind of GPU you're using. Now, the first and the third option are more important because obviously you want to use your PC as long as possible. So the first one is really the most important. What kind of monitor are you playing on? Are you playing on 1080p, 1440p, or 4K? Now, 1080p has the CPU is the most important when it comes to 1080p, and the GPU is the least important. When you go to 1440, it becomes way more GPU bound, and when you go into 4K, it is almost fully GPU bound. So this video takes into account all three resolution, whether you're playing on 1080 or 1440 or 4K. And it also considers the fact that when you're shopping for monitors or you own a monitor, the thing you're going to be most limited by, probably more than resolution, is refresh rate. So like if you have a 144 hertz 1080p monitor, it really doesn't matter what CPU you're buying. If you're buying anything from the last 3 or 4 years, you're probably going to be bottlenecked by your resolution. If you're getting one of the more expensive monitors, like a 4 to 500 refresh rate monitor, or even like a 256 one, the kind of money you're spending, it honestly doesn't matter what CPU you get, because you're probably going to get the 13900K or the 7950X, and you're going to be done with it. So this video probably isn't for you. However, if you have, a 1440p, 1080p, 144 refresh rate monitor, this video will definitely apply to you. Alright, so let's start by showing you my Intel CPU of choice. It is going to be the 12600K. In terms of performance, if you go check out Gamers Nexus CPU reviews, you can compare the 12600K to their 10th gen and their 13th gen. They run excellent comparison videos, so I really feel like I don't feel the need to go over them. Any esports title, this thing paired with basically any mid to upper range GPU will blow out any monitor that you have, whether it's 1440p or 1080p. Within the realm of say 120 to 240 hertz monitor, this will more than max it. Now I know it's not the latest gen, but it is $130 cheaper than the 13600K. And honestly, if you're just gaming, you don't need anything better. You don't need a 12700K, and you certainly don't need a 13700K. You get the best value with the 12600K, in my humble opinion. And like I said, you can go check out Gamers Nexus CPU reviews. They have all the benchmarks you're ever going to need, and you can check out other videos on YouTube. There are a lot of great content creators that will give you all of the info that you need regarding, the benchmarks and everything. I'm just trying to point you guys in the right direction. Now, as far as motherboards go, motherboards is the place where we can accidentally spend way more money than we need. I would very much recommend trying to spend as little as possible on a motherboard, because frankly all you need is PCIe Gen 4, and to make sure that it has it supports, really that's it, PCIe Gen 4 and then Wi-Fi if you need it. I recommend going for DDR4 over DDR5 because you will save a lot of money, and you don't there are plenty of videos on this that there are literally no performance differences between DDR4 and DDR5. So I would recommend the Asus Prime H600. Now this is an M-ATX motherboard, and it's only going to cost you $100. It has PCIe Gen 4, which you need, and it has 2 RAM slots, which frankly is all you're going to need as well, because I don't think you need any more than that. As far as RAM, 16 gigs is all you need. Anywhere between DDR4 3200 to 3600 for the timings, CL16 to CL18. You're looking at anywhere between 50 to $75 for the RAM. So when you take into account all of this, you're looking at, when you take into account the RAM, the motherboard, and the CPU, you're literally looking at about under $400 for everything. You're probably looking at about, I would say, like $375 to $390 for the CPU, motherboard, and the RAM. As far as the cooler goes, this is where people really overspend. I literally have a $25 cooler on my Ryzen 5900X on one of my gaming PCs, and I have zero problems with it, and it never gets too hot, and it doesn't matter. You can literally spend $40 to $50 max on a cooler. So then you'd be looking at about $425 for everything, which is literally less than the cost of a 12900K by a lot. I'm like I said, I think you'll be looking at about $425 to $430 for everything: CPU, motherboard, RAM, and cooler. And you're looking at over $100 more for just the CPU alone. Then you have to get more expensive parts to support it, and it just spirals. So as far as the Intel side, I'm very, very much on board with the 12600K. I think you get the best value to the best performance, and I think it will more than adequately max out anything that you're trying to do on your average 1080p or 1440p monitor, or even 4K. You can even run this thing in 4K, as the CPU literally has nothing to do with anything when it comes to 4K. So this will work just fine, and this CPU will last you for years. I mean, the value proposition is incredible with it. And you see how cheap the motherboard is and all the other parts. It's just fantastic. And on the AMD side, which is frankly my preference because it's cheaper and the value proposition is incredible, is the 5600X. It is $156, and it does everything you could possibly need with games. And the best part is AM4 motherboards are very, very, very cheap, and you get solid value. All you literally need to find in an AM4 motherboard is PCIe Gen 4, and you're golden. They should have room for M.2 NVMe standard, all that stuff. You can go for a higher end model like the Tough board, or a mid-range version like the Prime. Frankly, this Gigabyte for $100 would do more than fine for me. Again, people spend money on motherboards for reasons that they don't need to. People overpay for motherboards, and it's ridiculous. You really only need the bare bones basics, and it will do everything you need. So, you're looking at about $155 for the AMD 5600X, $110 for the motherboard. Again, the RAM and the cooler are the same. You spend about $40 for the cooler, and let's say $50 for the RAM. So you're looking at $250. You're looking at $350 for everything, which is less than the cost of a 13600K. That's incredible value. And again, when you're pairing these with mid to high range GPUs, because newsflash, I have a 4090 paired with a 5600X. I'm sorry, I have a 4090 paired with a 5900, and then I have a 7900 XTX paired with a 5600X, and it is killing it. It is a amazing gaming PC. I felt no need to upgrade in terms of just gaming, and it does everything that I needed to do. Again, I'm trying to show people you can get the best value for your money and not overspend. Now, it's not going to be the prettiest PC, and it's certainly not going to be the fastest in terms of synthetic benchmarks, which I think are very unnecessary, and you just have to love those things to love them, but they don't affect gaming performance at all. So you cannot go wrong with either one of these options, whether you're upgrading a new PC, or I'm sorry, you're upgrading an old PC or building a new one. These options where you can get everything for under $400 will do you well. I think it's very important to understand that you don't get the performance that you gain from the newer CPUs, DDR5 RAM is not there for the price that you spend. You're still going to be held back by whatever monitor you have, and you're still going to be held back by your resolution, and essentially you're just overpaying to have a cool name and to get nothing for it. I really, really think it's very important for everybody to understand what you're trying to do with your PC. Are you trying to build the best gaming PC? Because if you're trying to build the best gaming PC that you can get from that money can buy, you're not watching this video. If you're trying to build the best value gaming PC, this video again is for you. And finally, I will say that you want to pick a starting point to build PCs. A CPU is the way to go after you buy your monitor. Your monitor is the most important part because I feel like your monitor will determine everything else you do. And a lot of people don't like to upgrade monitors a lot because they're expensive, and a lot of people don't have a lot of disposable income right now. So anyway, I hope this video helped. But most importantly, remember to do your research. I'm just giving you a baseline of where I think you should start without blowing you up with numbers and everything. I'm purely going off what I know and what I know you can get stuff on for a good value. Now, it's important to read the reviews of all of these. It's important to see how they compare to newer CPUs. And it's also very important to know what GPU you're going to pair, and again, what monitor you're going to pair. So I would definitely use this video as a starting guide, and then do some other research, and feel free to ask questions on here. Feel free to tell me what you like or what you don't like. This is my first video going over parts and what I think you should buy in terms of gaming performance, not crypto or anything like that. So let me know what you think I did wrong. Let me know what you don't like. Let me know what you like. And I will also be doing another video going over used parts, because that's a whole different ball game. And I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable buying used, especially when it comes to motherboards and CPUs. So anyway, thank you for watching. I know your time is valuable. Please like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. The channel's growing. Everything is going great. And I'm trying to do a lot more content, not just crypto, for gamers as well, because I know there is a lot of overlap in the space. And I know this question gets asked a lot. I answer it a few times a week about CPUs. And I know myself that I actually have resisted multiple times buying new CPUs, especially when the new X3D models came out. The Vcache was great. Everything was fantastic, but I'm like, you know what? I don't need it. I personally have, my gaming PCs have a 5950X, a 5900, and a 5600X, and I have no reason to upgrade. It's just, I can't justify it, and I'm trying to do the smart thing. So I also want to help other gamers do what, in my opinion, is a smart thing, and just not blow your money because you can. So again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Recruitman